Hello everyone, welcome to Front End Fun. In this video, we'll be creating a responsive navbar using Tailwind CSS, and we'll also be adding the drop-down support. So I'll be using Alpine.js to toggle the classes, and I'm using white setup here to work with Tailwind classes. Okay. First, let's create a nav element, and first let's write the markup, then add the classes. I'm creating a div. So this is our container for the menu. Okay, so inside the container we'll be having a brand, that is say logo or an image. So I'm using an anchor element and I'll write Front End Fun here. Okay, next we need a toggler button. So I'm creating a button element, and inside this button we need a hamburger menu icon. You can go to hero icons and search for the menu and copy the SVG from here and paste it. Okay, so I'm having a Front End Fun anchor link and as well as the button. Let me collapse the button. Next we need the menu. So I'm creating a wrapper div around the UL elements, and inside the UL will be having list items and list items inside anchors inside the list items. Okay, so I'm just adding random text here, say projects. I'll just copy them and paste it here. Okay, dashboard, projects, invoices, and let's add classes to style these elements. Okay, so inside nav we'll be adding the background color for the nav bar, BG blue, say 700, and for the container we'll be adding the container, and by default Tailwind container is not centered, so we need to add mx-auto to center the elements. Okay, for the brand let's add inline flex first, because anchor elements are inline elements, so we'll be adding inline flex, and we'll apply padding p-2. Let's make the font big by adding text excel and make the font bold. So I'll make them uppercase and tracking wider. Let's make the text white, text-white. Next for the button, so let's make the button look like a hamburger menu. I'm making it as inline flex, and to center the hamburger menu I'm going to add items center and justify center. Okay, let's add some border. So I'm just adding border class here, and I want to control the height and width of the element, so I'm just adding h10 and w10. Let's make the text white, so text hyphen white, and let me give a rounded corners here, so rounded hyphen MD, and when I click on the button I don't want this focus, so outline none, and when the focus, set the outline to none. Okay, so for now let's hide the hamburger menu on large screens, so LG colon hidden, so this is not visible on the large screens. Now let's work on the menu items here. First let's make it as inline flex so that it sit next to the brand here. Okay, and we don't want the UL elements to be on vertically aligned. Even for the UL we'll add LG colon flex. Okay, or let's make it as flex, and on large screens we'll set the flex direction to row so that we can align them as flex direction column on the mobile devices. Next here we will set the width to auto, so width hyphen auto, LG colon width hyphen auto, and let's give some margin, so margin top 2, and on large screens we'll set the margin to 0. So this margin 2 is because the margin we want on mobile devices but not on large screen devices. I am setting the large screen margin top to 0. Okay, next we'll target the individual anchor elements here, so I'll just press Alt, and we want the anchor elements to be displayed as flex, and we'll add some padding, so px-4 and py-2, and we'll set the font to medium, and let's make the text as white, and when we hover we'll set the background color to bg-blue-800. Okay, next let's add some rounded corners for all the elements, so rounded hyphen MD, I'll just copy this, next to show the active element I'm just adding the background blue, so background blue 900, so this active state should be added based on the page the user is navigating to. Okay, so that is a JavaScript functionality. I'm not going to add the JavaScript functionality here. Next let's add some space on top and bottom of these links, so I'll just go to the container here, and I'm going to add py-2. Okay, as you observe the dashboard and projects are stick together. Okay, so when I hover on this events you can see there is no gap between the dashboard and the projects, so we can avoid that using the space classes. So space x2, Okay, so we want this SpaceX to be on large screen, so LG colon SpaceX2. Now let's work on the responsive. So I'm just targeting the lowest resolution device, that is iPhone 5. So if you observe, the links are in the horizontal way, so let's make them as vertical. So let's add flex hyphen call for the UL element. Okay, so now if you observe, when I click on front end fun here, the button and the brand is not center aligned. Okay, so to center align this, we'll target the container and make it as flex, and because we want the items to overflow, so we'll just add flex wrap. So if you only add flex, then the links will be on next to the button. Okay, so if you observe, the button is centered now. So we want this button to be pushed towards completely right, so we'll add margin left on this button, so ml-auto. Okay, let's also add some horizontal padding on the container, so px-4. Fine. Next, if you inspect, the UL is taking only the width. Okay, so because it is set as inline flex, the div is taking only the content space. So let's go to this and add the width class, so width hyphen full. So on large screens we are setting the width auto, but on small screens we are setting the width to full. Okay, and we want vertical space between the links here. We can add space classes, space hyphen y 2, and on large screens we don't want the space. Okay, next let's add the functionality for this. So when I click on this menu, I want the menu to be opened, and when I click on this again, the menu to be closed. So we'll target the nav, and I'm going to write X data here. Nav bar open is equal. So initially the nav bar is false. So when it is false, we want to add this class. So when it is false, hidden, we are going to add hidden class when the nav bar is not open. Okay, next we want to add the flex class when the nav bar is open. So I'm just adding the flex class when nav bar is open. So to toggle this nav bar, we are going to add a click listener on this button. So it click nav bar open is equal to not nav bar open. So this basically acts as a toggler. Okay, so the UL element is not taking full space here. We can add width hyphen full class for the UL element, and similarly on large screens we are setting the width to auto. Okay, so this is the regular navbar. So if you want space between the logo as well as the links, we can add a spacer class. So we will be adding LG colon spacex hyphen 2 or maybe spacex hyphen 4. So there is gap between the logo as well as the links here. Next, let's add a drop down. So I'll just copy one of the links, paste it here, and I'll make this as drop down. Okay, so when I click on this drop down, I want the drop down to appear here. So I'll just add a comment so that you can refer. So inside the drop down, let's make the anchors as buttons. And I don't want the outline, and on focus also I don't want the outline. Okay, so this still appears as a link, but it is a button. Now let's add the menu. So I'll be adding a div that wraps all the UL LIs, and inside the UL LI we'll be having a set of links here. So categories, inventories, and brands. Okay, so these three links will be inside the drop down menu. So first let's style the drop down menu. I'm going to add a class here. So on large screens I want the element to be in absolute. Let's add the background color, so bg hyphen white. And because it is positioned absolute, I want the right to be 0. Okay, next I'm going to add some rounded corners, so rounded hyphen md, and let me give it a padding of p2. Okay, as you can see the links are on completely right, so we can avoid that using a relative class on the parent. Fine. Let's add some space between the links. So I'll target the UL element here and add these classes, space hyphen y hyphen 2, and for all the links I'm going to display it as flex, and let's give it a padding of p2 and set the font to medium. I'm setting the text gray to 600, and I want the rounded corners, and when I hover on this, so hover colon bg gray 100, and when I hover I want the text to be black. Okay, so something like this. So let's copy all these classes and apply on other two links here. Fine. So let's give it a width for the UL element. So LG colon width hyphen 48. So on large screen devices I want the width to be 48. Okay. Now let's add the functionality for this. To add the functionality on topmost element, that is a list item element, we need to provide the X data drop down open. So this is the state. If the drop down is not open, then we need to hide this element. So I'll just add the class hidden when drop down is not open. Okay, so by default the element will be hidden, and we want to make it appear when the drop down is true. So we'll add one more class here. So let's display it as flex and flex hyphen column, because we want the links to be in vertically. So I'm just adding flex hyphen column here. So we want these classes to be added when the drop down is open. So this is the button which triggers the drop down. So I'll just add a click event here. So on click we want the drop down open to toggle. Okay. Next, Alpine provides a way to close this drop down when you click on outside. So on this div element we need to add a click dot away, and we'll set the drop down open to false. Okay, now this is responsive on the large screen devices, so let's work on the small screen devices. So as you can see, the drop down is taking only less space here. I'll just add the width class width hyphen full. Because it is not positioned on the element, so it is directly appeared here. So when you go to the iPad mode, and let me make this as 100%, you can still use the drop down menu, and on large screens so that's it. We have created a drop down menu and also responsive navbar using Tailwind CSS. Okay, hope you enjoyed this video. Please do watch other videos on my channel. Please share and subscribe. We'll meet again in an exciting tutorial. Take care.